With a pounding head, you stepped outside the building. It had been a busy day at the Pizzaplex. Fazbear Entertainment put huge emphasis on birthday parties. Understandable. Anyone invited was throwing loads of cash out the window, and parents were more inclined to spend just to not upset one of their brats. Though what was strange to you was always the amount of children present. Your entire life you had like 5 friends, and now that you were an adult the number had diminished to just 3. So what gives? How do these brats manage to have 10 to 20 friends, all of whom they know their names of, where they live, their birthdays, their favorite colors, favorite things to do? How was that possible? You barely managed to remember your own birthday. God damn it, you were jealous of little Isaiah, little Harry, little Susie, and little Jermea. Well, maybe not that girl, Cassie. No, she did get a free makeover from Roxy herself, after no one showed up to her birthday. It was incredibly awkward keeping up your facade during that moment. According to your contract, you were meant to always be jolly and see the good in everything. And all you really wanted to do was hug that girl and say sorry to her, even though it wasn't your fault no one came. Man, did it make you a terrible person for thinking that this was still your favorite moment of the day, simply because you had to do the least? Thank God that animatronic saved the day off. You've been in an even worse mood right now. Thank God the wolf animatronic saved the day, or you'd be in an even worse mood right now. You were an animatronic wrangler and birthday party waitress. Your stage name was Miss Nancy. And that's what every animatronic referred to you as such. You were dressed in an almost slutty bunny costume that was super tight. It actually made you feel a little naked, thanks to its tightness. Your face was painted to be more fitting with the costume. As an animatronic wrangler, it was your duty to identify whenever one of the machines was about to go haywire. Intervene and find a customer-friendly way to get the robot out of there. They could have their little fits in private. And as a birthday waitress, you were to accompany any rented glamrock animatronic to the occasion to ensure perfect customer happiness, while also keeping the party alive with your mechanical companion. In other words, you were a birthday clown in a bunny suit, there to ensure that the animatronics didn't kill anyone by accident. You grunted as you pulled out a pack of smokes. It was super late in the evening, and the sun just barely managed to keep the sky painted in a beautiful orange. The air was cold enough for your breath to manifest as steam, and you sighed in a vain attempt to cool your lungs off. For one of the parties, the parents of the little Isaiah had rented out the entirety of Gator Golf for 3 hours, as well as booking the Gator for the entirety of the party. Problem was, Monty forgot to switch to his balloon-inflating hands, so it was up to you to supply the entire party with balloon animals. What a fucking joke. Who built robots who could forget basic things? Your mouth hurt from the constant smiling, and your lungs were sore from the balloons. Putting the cigarette into your mouth, you inhaled deeply. Not really such a good idea to smoke now. But after you took only 2 drags from it, you pulled it out of your mouth. Damn it. Must have grabbed one of Brian's joints. You're already feeling a little dizzy.
Oh, Miss Nancy!
You heard a mechanical shout from somewhere behind you. You turned around, seeing an animatronic approach you from around the corner where the main entrance was located. It was the daycare attendant. surprisingly in a sun mode. Wasn't it too dark already? Huh. You furrowed your brows. The machine was not supposed to leave the daycare.
I'm so glad I found you here!
He stopped mid-sentence before cartoonishly jumping backwards.
Miss Nancy! Is that a weed?
You sighed. Please, not now. I have a headache.
According to the Fazbear Employee Manual, you're not allowed to consume drugs on Fazbear property.
Shut up. I grabbed the wrong stick. This is Brian's. Shocked, the robot slapped his hands on his face.
Oh me, oh my! Are you accusing Brian of consuming the weed?
Amused, you puffed out some more smoke. Brian Chesterberg Crawford, leader of the day shift and edgy girl Dreamboat, always came to work high, and using his uncanny luck, managed to always get away with it. Taking another drag, more because he wanted to annoy the animatronic rather than actually wanting to get high, you smirked.
Miss Nancy, what about the children?
It's 7 p.m., son. The only kids left are teens in the Western Arcade. The robot raised a finger to protest, but he had to admit you were right, so he kept quiet. Well, he kicked the ground. What are you doing out here anyways? The robot proudly hit his chest.
I delivered one of my friends!
You raised an eyebrow. Delivered?
A wonderful little girl bound to a wheelchair. She was super happy when I agreed to carting her to her father's car.
You smiled warmly. Might be the weed, but that warmed your heart and your cold, dead soul. Well, that's nice, you muttered.
Oh, Miss Nancy, coming from you, that means a lot.
You deadpanned. Don't make me regret it. The robot gave you a 2-finger salute.
Understood, ma'am.
Sighing, you leaned against the wall, hands in your pockets. The animatronic mimicking your movements next to you. What are you doing? You complained.
Nothing.
Tilting his head, the animatronic looked at you. Though it was impossible, it felt as if his ever-present smile had turned a little smug. Probably the weed playing tricks on you.
So, Miss Nancy, what are you doing here?
Having a break? It's late. And I'm packing my stuff soon. Disappointed, the machine let his arms hang.
Aww.
What?
I was thinking maybe you'd do something special today.
Special today? The animatronic nodded, before clapping his hands and making a cartwheel.
After all, it's your birthday!
Birthday? You thought quietly for a moment. Wait, was it? Your birthday? Absent-mindedly, you pulled out your phone, and to your surprise, the machine was right. Dang. You have been so busy celebrating the birthdays of other people, you forgot your own. Again. Though you were an adult, birthday magic was gone long, long ago. Which made the animatronic's antics a little, well, melancholic to you.
What do you usually do for your birthdays, Miss Nancy?
With an almost surprised expression, you took the joint out of your mouth and said, well, I get high. You looked at the joint and blinked. Did Brian switch out your smokes with his gross weed sticks on purpose? God, what an edgy dreamboat. Anyways, you exhaled. I see whatever clubs are open, look for a halfway decent looking guy, and get my brains fucked out.
Oh, Miss Nancy!
Sun took a step back. He sounded disappointed in you. What?
You should only do that with your special one.
I'm surprised you even know what fucking your brains out means. The Sun animatronic tapped his fingers together.
Well, I pick up a lot from other grown-ups.
It's not like I do that daily. I'm well aware how doing this stuff screws up your brain. It's a once-in-a-year thing. I'm not a slut. The animatronic scoffed.
Still, it's just... You're supposed to...
Almost shyly, he tapped his feet together.
I just didn't expect that from you. You're a role model to our little superstars.
You exhaled a large puff of smoke to give you a few seconds to reply. You of course spoke of Miss Nancy, your character, not you, the person behind the face paint. You're making me feel worse, you muttered.
I'm so sorry, Miss Nancy.
Suddenly you felt the robot embrace you tightly. I was shocked you dropped a little bit of joint left on the ground. His hands rubbed over your back reassuringly. Damn. If only I'd been inside, and the hot pizza plex, the hug would have felt much less icy cold.
I want to make your birthday special, Miss Nancy. You deserve it.
You almost said that you didn't deserve it. Or didn't deserve anything, as a matter of fact, but... You're on a good track. Better not ruin it. Well, I'm still not out of the job. Despite me no longer being scheduled. And the daycare no longer having kids present.
I want to help you maintain your birthday cheer.
You chuckled. And how are you gonna do that?
I don't know.
The robot finally let go of you and squatted down to think.
You know, you could help me thinking.
But the robot snapped his fingers almost immediately after saying that.
I know! I could give you this special hug.
Silence. You blinked.
Huh? The special one hug. I could give you that.
You blushed. You do know getting your brains blown out entails a little more than just a mere hug, right?
You could talk me through it. Like when we play Nancy Says. It's my favorite party game.
Were you high enough for this? Yeah, you were. Maybe also a little bit desperate. Alright, you said, shrugging. Where and when?
No.
He asked, almost curiously. Too cold. The robot stretched out his hand for you to take.
Then inside my daycare.
An evil grin appeared on your lips. Alright, I bite. You took Sun's hand and allowed yourself to be taken by him to the superstar daycare. Once inside, you pulled him into the arcade, knowing there weren't any cameras.
So how do we do this?
He said, but as he turned to face you, he watched you unzip your costume.
Oh.
He sounded surprised. What? I have to be naked for this, just so you know.
I just didn't know bunnies could take their pelts off.
You smirked. I'm a human.
Actually, that explains a lot. Huh.
Beneath the relatively thin layer of cloth, you are dressed in your underwear.
So why do you have to get naked?
I'm not naked yet.
Yet?
You put a finger on his lips. You're the one who wanted this in the first place now. Do as Miss Nancy says, okay? The robot blinked. You turned around, holding up your hair. Miss Nancy says, open her bra. The machine hesitated for a moment, but then your toes curled as you felt his still cold fingers touch your back. He fiddled with the hooks, and moments later, the mild pressure of your bra was released from your chest. You smirked. Good boy. Next, Miss Nancy says. You turned around and squeezed your chest with your arms. And with a lewd expression, he said, fondle them. Thank you to the people who are supporting me on Ko-fi. You guys are keeping me alive. Special thank you to my lovely channel members Anura, Chloe Rombo, Cherry Red Bunny, These Nuts, Nicodemus D, Cat Cove, Kaya Abyss, Bit, Zings, Malofia, Sleep Town, Hella, Next Wrist, AJ Anime Girl, and Hopeful. Your support is greatly appreciated, my darlings.